This long-awaited event is finally here. Lydian World comes to America. Join us in Atlanta, Georgia, April 23rd, 2022, at the fabulous Georgia Aquarium Oceans Ballroom. Hear inspiring messages from our chairman of the board, Mr. Joseph Haidt, our corporate advisor, Dirk Zalman, and our CTO, Alex Cochendo. Be inspired by global leaders from around the world. Enjoy lunch catered by Wolfgang Puck. Celebrate top achievers. Get a discount on ticket purchases to the Georgia Aquarium and get a chance to win a trip to our corporate event in Dubai. This prize includes airfare and hotel accommodations. There will be 6 lucky winners. We look forward to seeing you in Atlanta.
All right. Hello, everybody. Hey, welcome to this episode of Daniel's Den. Listen, I am ecstatic about that event this Saturday and with the special session meet and greet on Friday. Listen, I cannot wait to reconnect with our Wealth Builders Worldwide family and community. Listen, this is a corporate event, and I will let you know, yes, it is completely sold out. With limited seating, it was bound to happen. Man, everybody in the sound of my voice, if you're in Atlanta, around Atlanta, or close to Atlanta, and you have a burning desire to shift and change your life, I would say be in the environment of these amazing individuals. Listen, our last huge event when it comes to Wealth Builders Worldwide, let me show you, we had about a little over 3,000 people. I'm trying to lowball it. We had a little over 3,000 people from our global group of wealth builders. Listen, we have a global Wealth Builders Worldwide team of well over 40,000 people, right? So that's just one little glimpse, one little part of our Wealth Builders Worldwide family and team. So when I tell you I am ecstatic, now because of COVID and all these travel restrictions and everything like that, we haven't had a huge live event for an extended period of time. So when I tell you this is about to be a family reunion / Wealth Builders family reunion, even though it's a corporate event, it is on and popping. Listen, I'm super excited to reconnect with our Wealth Builders Worldwide family from all over the world. Listen, the chairman of the board is coming, a successful billionaire that is helping move this agenda forward, right? Now, I'm going to get into some content today, and to be very honest, I don't know if I'm going to complete all this content today. I may have to break it into 2 pieces because it's 2 really, really good concepts that are just arresting my heart and just making me want to share it with you because of everything that's going on. I'm super excited to reconnect with our Wealth Builders family, and then also to share these 2 principles because things happen over time, right? And there's certain wealth building and success principles that just jump out at me when I'm rereading the book Think and Grow Rich and reading this amazing book from John C. Maxwell, Leadership Shift, right? I love John Maxwell books. Oh my gosh, the language, how he speaks, it always grips me. Part of it is because we have the same layers of how we communicate, right? So there's some layers of communication that kind of overlap. So he speaks directly to me. He really can grab my attention, right? So let's get into some content today. Once again, I'm telling you, I'm super excited for this event this weekend. We're going to be connecting with our Wealth Builders family in a very unique way, and it's going to be exciting. Oh my gosh. Woo, I cannot wait, right? So we're going to get into some content today. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that I put this title, Layered Learning and Synthetic Imagination. I put it literally on a chalkboard, right? So it's going to be a little bit of a school session here, right? It's going to be a bit of an education. I encourage everybody in the sound of my voice to read the book Think and Grow Rich. Whichever version you can get your hand on. If you get your version on the classic one, that's perfect. If you get your hands on Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice, which has stories of African-American individuals that have become successful. And then I would encourage you to get any John C. Maxwell book, but this is the one I'm currently reading right now. There's several great leadership books from John C. Maxwell. So we are going to chat a little bit and blend these 2 concepts, and you'll see why as I kind of get into it, and I'm going to connect it right into what we're doing with Gold Standard Partners because it fits so perfectly. So let's talk a little bit about layered learning. And why am I sharing this is because growth is important, right? Growing as a person is so important. It is invaluable. It will shift your world. It will enhance your world as you continue to grow, right? So here's part of what John C. Maxwell says in the book. He says, you're capable of adding layers and acquiring more of the big picture than you possess today. Okay, so we all know that when we look in hindsight, we're like, man, I've learned so much, I've grown. Hopefully, right? Hopefully, that's the theme as you look back on your life, you've grown, right? So, throughout this, he's talking about layered learning. He's talking about you grow piece by piece, moment by moment, if you're actively looking to grow, right? And he's saying that you're gonna have to spend time and you have to be intentional, right? For him, he's been focused on a principle. He's been focused on leadership, growing his leadership, expanding his leadership, right? For you, it might be your success, right? For you, it might be your financial freedom. For you, it might be the bankroll, right? Whatever it is that you're focused on, right? You're going to be intentional, but you're going to take incremental increases in your improvement, right? And you want to continue to focus on that, and you want to build on that layer by layer, and grow it and grow it and keep growing yourself, right? So in here, he's talking too about having the layered learning, knowing that you could grow and knowing that you can expand, right? Now, in this part of the book, he gives a little example of him having an opportunity to rewrite, right? To rewrite a book that was already successful, right? So think about this concept. He's taking something that was good, right? And he's rewriting that book, right? Now, the editors were saying, hey, maybe just, rewrite maybe 15% or so, right? But because of him always growing, right? He was able to not just rewrite like a small 15% of the book. He rewrote like 85% of a book that was already successful. So he brought new concepts and new ideas because he continued to grow and layer and layer and layer all those learnings that he had, right? And this is one thing that he said that I love. As we learn and grow, we add new rings of understanding. So imagine that, a ring of understanding, right? And you're expanding that ring, right? So new rings of understanding without giving up the old ones. We build using the past to strengthen us and create something new. Keep that in mind. So you're building on the good, strengthening on it. And as you move forward, as you continue to do that, you're expanding and creating something new. That's going to be very important for where we're going, right? Now, here's another huge thing that I have to layer into this, right? So layered learning, and then we're going to go into synthetic imagination, and you'll see why we're going to connect this perfectly to what we're doing in GS Partners and why I'm so excited for this event this Saturday, okay? So layered learning, right? He said one of life lesson applied upon another, each gaining greater insight, depth, and weight, right? So over time, you're layering those lessons. You're adding more clarity, right? You're not throwing away the bad. You're bringing the good, and you're expanding it, growing it, and growing it, right? So think about that. And once again, remember, he said creating something new from those existing lessons. You're growing from it, right? You're not leaving it behind. You're bringing it with you, right? Now, Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. You need to read it, read it again, listen to it on audio, read it again, take notes with it. I mean, it is just a book that is chock full of success principles, and it has been responsible for helping so many people on their path for financial freedom, millionaire status, and beyond, right? And it's documented. Like, it is documented how many people who have used the success principles there. So I cannot stress that enough, right? So let me chat with you a little bit about synthetic imagination. You want to harness your imagination. There's two types of imagination. It's creative, which is, of course, it's something that you, well, it comes to you, right? And it's nothing else in the world like it, right? You're creating it from scratch, right? Then there's something else that happens. There's synthetic imagination. And I'm going to give you some examples so that I could tie in perfectly and you can catch on to the concept very quickly. Because sometimes people will say, well, oh, that's just a ripoff. But no, it's not. This is a way of using your imagination, and there's things that you have to do to support it, right? So, one example is the Walkman. Now, he walks you through the story in Think and Grow Rich of the Walkman and how it was created. It wasn't just straight out, oh, boom, it came into being. They were attempting to create a stereo system where they could record and be portable and play, right? That was the intent, right? So because they were unable to complete that content and they weren't able to record, it was only able to play, they threw it to the side and it was a failed invention. So it's just collecting dust. It's a failed invention, right? So picture that once again, you're creating something new. A synthetic imagination is you're connecting something that might be existing, but you're applying it in a new way because of your imagination. But then you have to support it with different applications to make it work, right? To make it fit in this new way, right? So here it is. One of the new CEOs or leaders in Sony stumbles upon what the gentleman and the creators are had intended for that cassette player to do, right? Now he noticed that the people who were there were using it by just throwing in their cassettes and listening to music in their own personal music. And he was like, wait a minute. Then he connected the dots, right? He connected the dots. That synthetic imagination connected, and he was like, there's lightweight headphones that we have in another department that just had been developed but wasn't being used like this, right? So he combined those two. So there were two separate things. One, a failed experiment in trying to get something that could record, right? But it ended up being able to play cassettes, and then the lightweight headphones. And he fused that idea together, and that synthetic imagination created what they call the Walkman. They put those things together. Now, you have to, of course, when that happens, you have to use your imagination in terms of how you're going to promote this, how you're going to support this new collaboration, right? And then he talks about the post-it notes, right? How that was created, how a gentleman was making a mix of glue for 3M, or 33M. I forget the name of the company, right? But he was making a glue and it wasn't sticky enough, so it failed. They just kind of put it off on the shelf, but the inventor, had a heart for it, right? And then there was a gentleman that kind of stumbled upon it and realized that while he's using it, he can use it in between his hymnals and in between certain papers, and it wouldn't rip the paper because the glue wasn't so crazy where it would grab on and rip off to the paper. So now they figured out, oh, well, we can make post-it notes. And then they started blending that idea of using the special glue and the notepads, and boom, make the post-it notes. And then they started creatively marketing the idea because it's a brand new idea, right? So you need to use your imagination to move forward to market that idea because it's brand new. Even though it's a blending of ideas, you have to, of course, support those ideas with doing something different, right? And then in comes the Velcro, right? A gentleman had an experience with something in nature that just was like hooked to him. And then they examined it and they were like, wow. They looked at, okay, this part is hooking in, and it's hooking in and able to hold on because of the other side that is very soft, right? Or soft enough to grab onto the hook. Then they further did some more research and then stumbled onto another material that they could use that could easily grab onto the hook, right? I think it was nylon. And that material, boom, could hook on, and it was cheaper to manufacture. And then in comes the word Velcro, right? They blended the two materials together into one word. So those are some simple examples of synthetic imagination. He also talked about the Barbie doll, how the mom of the Barbie doll noticed that her daughter loved dressing up dolls, but they were paper dolls. And she would be drawing and trying to, put, dresses on the little doll. And then it was like a light bulb. So the synthetic imagination cannot be, man, it can't be reduced, right? Because sometimes you might be like, oh, that's simple, right? The Walkman, that's a simple idea. Yeah, that's the reason why it's going to explode. It's a simple idea that needs a creative imagination to promote it and make it blow up. The Post-it note, yeah, it's a simple idea, right? And then also you talked about other businesses like, 99-cent store and other different concepts, right? And all of them were a blending of an imagination, a blending of something that might have been, but they applied it in a unique way, right? So here comes what I want to talk about. Remember, John C. Maxwell said, as you continue on that path, you're going to create something new, all right? So I'm going to tie this into why I'm so excited to be reunited with our Wealth Biz Worldwide family this weekend. So what has GS Partners, Gold Standard Bank, Gold Standard Partners, and Gold Standard Bank, I should have put both in there, what have we blended together? Because listen, there's a lot of different elements to what we're doing. We are blending certain industries together, and we're going to and have made it simple, right? So you want to get back with the person sharing this with you so you can get further details and see one of our presentations. It's only about 20 minutes, right? So here it is. This is some of the things that we're blending together that's making something new because we're putting it in a simple package. You jump in, you get a free registration, right? And then you get your $33 membership, and it literally puts you in position to tap into all of these different types of industries all in one location, making it simple for you. Once again, it's not that something that we're doing, some of the stuff that we're doing is completely unique to us, but some things are a blending, right, of that imagination. It's a synthetic imagination. So I want to drive that home here today, tonight, this afternoon. I know it's a mouthful, but I'm excited about it because of how we're doing it, right? And once again, it's the simple ideas that blow up big. And people are like, oh man, I should have thought of that. So here's some of the things that we're blending together. First and foremost, Gold Standard Partners is blending blockchain technology, which is a huge industry right now. It's huge because all these businesses, there's several businesses tapping into the technology right now in small pieces here and there. Once again, it exists here and there, but we're blending it in one place in a powerhouse. You don't want to miss this. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss this. That's why I'm so excited about seeing our billionaire chairman of the board this Saturday, seeing all of our successful millionaire mentors. We have several millionaires that are going to be in attendance this weekend, more than 7. I'm being very conservative. And then a ton of financially free leaders and a bunch of people creating more income for their lives, right? Passive residual income, right? So right here, blockchain technology, real estate. Yep. We have used blockchain technology to acquire real estate, right? Unhackable communication. We've already done that. That is available on Google, right? Google Marketplace and Apple, the Apple Store. That app is available. And I mention that because I know someone who recently got hacked at one of his companies, right? Somebody sent fraudulent emails, right? But when you use our technology for communication, it's unhackable because we're using the blockchain technology. Crypto education. There's a lot of places right now that are charging people thousands of dollars for crypto education. We have that all included within our $33 membership. NFT market. That's a huge market where people are making passive residual income with digital artwork and other digital unique works of art or different things like experiences, tickets. There's a whole host of NFTs, and we're helping you tap into that right now too. Gaming through blockchain. networking, right? Referral marketing, banking. Oh my goodness, we have a product right now. We have several products, but we have the GS Lifestyle Card right now that is boss. Oh my goodness, you can control your currency in a way that nobody else is doing. You can send your funds freely, right? There's so many restrictions going on right now where people's money is being restricted, or when you send funds to someone in a different country, with cryptocurrency and things of that nature, you're getting a whole bunch of fees and fines. That doesn't exist in our network. We have free crypto transfers to anyone within the GS Partners network. So there's so many solutions that we've brought on board, right? So I want to make this a snapshot of layered learning from Mr. John C. Maxwell, the amazing leader in leadership, right? Synthetic imagination from Napoleon Hill. I'm telling you, when you fuse these two together, you can see how important GS Partners is to the world. Yes, we're providing a global solution. It's not a solution for everyone, but we're excited about the uniqueness of what we bring to the table. And it has never been done before. Once again, John Maxwell says, as we build and use past strengths, we're going to create something new, right? Without getting rid of those other rings of understanding. We're layering on top of those, but we have created something brand new here at GS Partners, and I don't want anyone on the sound of my voice to miss out. Get back with the person sharing this content with you. I know some of the content was a little dense, or yeah, it was full, it was dense, it was, but get back with that person, right? That's sharing this content with you. I love making things straightforward and simple that might be a little complex, right? So get back with that person. We have 3 simple steps, right? Once again, 3 simple steps. You get your free registration. You get a $33 membership if you choose to. That opens up the floodgates. You can acquire digital assets, physical assets you can share with others. Those are 3 simple steps that will help you tap into everything that we're blending together. Woo! Oh my gosh. So I cannot wait to see our wealth building family. Get back with the person who shared this content with you. You're gonna need to be in the vicinity, right? You want to be in the vicinity. You want to be in the vicinity. Now, also too, for all those people who want to hear from us more, this is our global support card. Get connected to what Wealth Builders does on a daily basis. We have a live power call every Monday through Saturday at 10:45 Eastern Standard Time. And then we have live presentations at noon Eastern Standard Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So get back with that person who's sharing this info with you so that you can get the password to join our private Zoom platform, okay? All right, thank you everybody for your time. We will see you on the next live stream, and I am excited for this event. I cannot wait. We will see you guys next time. Thank you for your time.